Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Spiritual Journey Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Thomas Nice Templar.
Mary Silvernail, thank you for coming back to listen with us and join us talking about the angels.
True. And what's our topic tonight?
The angels really help with any stressful times in your life.
You do.
Which ones to call on and when, and how each one can help in a different area.
And how each one can help in anybody else's area too, because they are all powerful angels. So, most people will call on Michael for strength or, protection or help them get past fear or Uriel. Okay. But yet, someone like Jophiel could do the same thing. All right.
Well, yes, that's very true. But, especially when somebody is going through something stressful, I feel that Michael can really help steady the situation,
Yes.
not just the protection that, of course, that he gives. I mean,
Yes.
he's the greatest angel of all for protection. But if it's a stressful time in your life, he can also help steady it.
Sure. Sure. We give you that balance and confidence to move forward and not stagnate
Yes.
and worry about everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I find that there was an author that I've read plenty of times, Florence Scovel Shinn, and she says, when you face your fear giants fall away. So when you face up to it without fear, all right, that which is causing that type of fear, falls away. You're zooming back. Where are you going?
I'm not doing it. My computer does it automatically. I'm
Is
not
that what
doing
it is?
anything. Nothing. This is what
Okay.
happens. Kenny told me it's something with the camera in my computer. I don't know, and I don't know how to change it.
Listen, after the snafu with my computer tonight, this is nothing. You know?
It was too much. Anyway, but here we all are, right? And yeah, I mean, Michael is really he's the one that can really steady your balance when you feel off balance. That's why I keep getting back to that, because a lot of times in our lives, especially sometimes when we hear something stressful from someone else or maybe on the television or something like that, he can make us feel, as you use the word confident, and make us feel more confident in things and more steadied, more steadfast. I keep coming back to that with Michael. A lot of people don't realize that about him. They just view him as the protective angel, which he truly is. But he also brings that, like he's the one who steadies the rocking boat.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
Keeps a
yep.
steady
But
keel.
But Tommy, all the angels, in times of need, they're just waiting there for us to call upon them, you
Well,
know?
in the times of uncertainty, you know what I mean? You call on your archangels. I mean, if you have something like somebody presented me with something today that was terrible about someone sibling that's extremely sick, and yes, call on Raphael. I call on Raphael, and I call on the angels of that particular illness. All right. And what I
Right.
do is I put them under the tutelage of Raphael. And
Hmm.
Raphael, he's in charge and dictates the work they're going to do. Uh, when you have something that's kind of catastrophic, or you have I'd say a work issue, you've been unemployed, you haven't been able to do anything. You need to mend those fences, cross those divides, and try to get on the right path. And you call on the archangel that's specifically to help you in that area, to give you the
Hmm.
fortitude and everything, Michael or Uriel or both. You know,
I
Zachariah too.
just, go ahead.
Zachariah too.
Yeah.
You know. The Bible.
Last night, actually, I just finished my column on Raguel. And
Regular.
Raguel is the one who, when there is a misunderstanding between people, especially family members, but friends, family members, work associates, whatever, you
Yeah.
ask him to come in and intercede to get the understanding back
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
to be able to be a mediator, actually,
Yeah.
and he works very, very well with that. And then Archangel Gabriel to clear up the
Gabriel.
communication. And sometimes when, like when we're listening to something, you might see something on the computer, or you might hear it or read it in a newspaper or see it on TV or something, and there isn't
Right.
clarity. Archangel Gabriel can help you with that.
Communicated
You
with it. Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
he can
he'll
help
bring
you
the.
with that.
Yeah. I just find that like in this particular time, people need somebody to, an archangel to bring that clarity because there is so much misinformation out there.
Yes.
And I mean, every time you turn on the TV, every day, they spin things to be so terrible, and these people, they do horrible things with impunity and nothing is ever said or done. And it makes the people like us who try to keep the faith and try to go forward and move along with our angels as guidance, right? It's like you can say to stuff like, when is it our turn for this to turn around? You keep on hearing that it's going to turn around. There's all these hearsay prophets all over the internet. This is going to happen. That's going to happen on the 27th, on the 28th. And you know what happened on the 27th, 28th? Zippo. You know
In
what
the
I mean?
27th, 20, I don't know. I'm an astrologer, as you know. I know what
I know.
happened. I know what happened on the 25th to 26th. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
No,
that's
I
the
know. I
planet
know.
Uranus. That's different. You're talking about foretelling.
I'm just
Um,
telling you, there's a lot, I don't put all that much credence in biblical text, but it does say, right? It does say, beware the false prophets. Okay.
yes,
And
yes.
there is a zillion of them online.
On
Online.
the internet, it's
I
like
constantly get
you have a
bombarded by this stuff,
barrage.
you
I'm
know.
sorry.
And hey, people put their faith in that, and I always say there's, two sides to every story, and down the middle somewhere is the truth. You have to discern your own truth. If you don't have the gift of discernment, you're just gonna never get it. You know what I mean? So you need angelic help to help you get that gift of discernment so that I call it I can't say the word online, but I call it a BS barometer. That's I call it a BS barometer, and everybody out there knows what BS is. You know what I mean? You have to have that BS barometer. You just say, no, 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 that's not right. That's not true. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
remember, what you believe is your truth. Your truth is neither right or wrong. It's just your truth.
Exactly. Very good point that you just brought up here, because whatever you believe to be is going to be, and that's why, like, that's the biggest secret in manifestation that people don't realize. They have to believe it to be so in order to create it. And it works both ways, like what you're saying here, that in a negative way, it can work that way. That's not good, right?
You
Because then
have
they're
you,
creating it.
you have a generation, and a part of it is our generation that are glued to the TV and listen daily to propaganda. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on, it is all created lies. Nothing good ever happens in this world. You're going to tell me if you go down the block, some blessed event didn't happen. If you go to another country, good things are going on. Everything is bad. Everything is bad. That's what they try to do. They try to depress the population to the point where they become docile and like sheep. And
We
they
can't
don't.
let that happen, and the angels
No,
won't let that
that's why
happen.
that's why Michael is extremely important for that not to happen. You know, he is. And I mean, this world, there's no doubt about it. This world needs to be healed. If you were to go to every single country on earth and took out the management team, including this one, the entire group, take them all out. Think about it. Is there like a Mama San in the rice fields in Laos that you have a beef with? Is there? No. All right. Do you hate anybody in Russia? No. Do you hate anybody in China? No. These are supposed to be our enemies. But if you take out the management of all of them, all right, we're 8.5 billion people. They're about maybe in total, maybe 6,000. Yet they run everything. Okay. They run everything. That's why they try to keep the population dumbed down. Because if they ever totally wake up, there's going to be a lot of problems. A lot of problems. The playing field will be leveled. Right now, people are waking up, people are stepping out in faith, and they are starting to right the wrong and the injustices. You know, so this is what is what I believe is that there's going to be a clean sweep of things. You know, so many things are being exposed, but the thing that bothers me about the expositions of all these people is that nobody gets indicted, nobody goes to jail. It's just like I just say it. It's okay. You know, you could be a mass murderer. I mean, everybody who did all these horrible things. Have you seen anything prosecution wise? No, no. Billions of dollars go missing. I don't know about you, but I didn't get any of it. Did you?
Get
The corruption has. I mean, we need a Michael in here. We need a Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, Sandalphon, Matadrin, Haniel, Jophiel, Azrael, Ariel. We just need a crowd to come in and clean house
regions
and clean
of
house and fix.
angels,
That's right.
but they already are here, Tommy. And they
They are
already
here.
are working on that. But what you just said before, it's what people believe to be so. And that's where faith comes in tremendously strong because it's kind of like, that's why I really try to talk about positive things all the time, because if you talk about the negative too much, it's created even stronger. You're giving it more energy.
You're
And that's
feeding it.
why
You're feeding it, but they see the whole thing. I call them drones because they're glued to the TV and they believe every word that goes over the TV. They believe everything verbatim. I'd like to say, where is the common sense that God gave you?
right, because
Okay.
people get scared, okay?
And
And
when they
that's
get
why,
frightened, you know, they lash out. They blame one person, two person, whatever it is. This is like this because of this. No. How about this? If we come back to the simple rule of thumb of thought, all right, that God wants for his people is that we must learn to love one another as he loves us. And we have not learned that lesson. And I don't
that's the
see
biggest
that
lesson of all, is to love each other and
people
to take
can't
care of
see,
each other.
you know, the people of intelligentsia, you heard me say it a million times. They're so smart that they have zero common sense. They don't see that they're having the wool pull over their eyes. They don't know the history. God, Jesus, they didn't come here to create, say, religions. They came here to tell the good news of my Father's kingdom. He didn't say, you're this, you're that, start these denominations. Man did all of
Well,
that.
I mean, the way that you could feel better about things and feel more positive is
Mhm.
really working with Archangel Jophiel. Seeing the beauty around you that
He's
is created
beautiful.
by God, Jophiel enhances that. But plus, on top of that, Jophiel is really the angel of positivity.
That's
And
right.
positivity is extremely important right now.
I was just listening to a meditation with Joe File just the other night. And she's misaligned a lot of times by religious doctrine. They try to like not include her, all right, because it's a her. This archangel is a female, okay, and
They're
they try
not,
to
they're both, they're
no, not
masculine
on
and
this. No,
feminine.
that's not what was said. This one is a female.
What are you talking about?
Joe File. It said, yeah, Joe File.
But who says Joe Fiel is female?
That's what she's depicted as. Look at all the pictures. It's a female.
Oh,
It's a
good,
female,
good.
and that's
That's
what this.
that's what a human depicted. But the truth of the matter is, they're neither masculine or female. They're
That's
neither
right.
or. They're neither feminine or masculine.
They're supposed to be able to. If you need them, they come to you for what you need. If they come
This
to you
is
as a man, they
true.
come to you as a man. They come to you as a female,
Right.
they come. But she is depicted as a female. Every single thing that I've seen on her and read on her, always depicted as a female.
Joe Fiel.
I,
I don't agree with that.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure I got the right. Yeah, it's right here. I got it right here.
What? I'm telling you, all the angels, they're the combination of masculine and feminine,
And
and they
femininity.
form in the way that is necessary in order to help the person at that time.
Well, this is a
Just like
Shamuel.
just like
This is a
Archangel
Shamuel.
Samuel, huh?
It's a Shamuel situation. Okay, but I'm just saying the depiction. Every time I say that is a female. That's the depiction.
Joe Fiel.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
I've seen lots of pictures, but that's the interpretation from a
I know,
human.
I know that.
You and I are beyond that. You and I are beyond that.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm looking. I could show you a picture right here. It's depicted as a young girl.
So look at Ariel. Look at Ariel right there at the top of the screen there. Spiritual Journey Podcast, it says. And there's our beautiful
Oh,
Ariel.
yeah.
And Ariel, really, especially even in pink and everything, looks female. However, there are depictions at times, and that's only a human interpretation.
What it comes down to is this. I call on Archangel Ariel. Ariel will come to me as a female because I recognize her as a
Me
female.
too. I do
Okay.
that too. But
I don't recognize Michael as a female, but I'm sure that if Michael had to go to somebody and needed him desperately, he could appear female. I doubt it, but he could.
right now, see, you brought something up good. Wait. Let's elaborate on that. See what you just said, okay? Because I have a client of mine from many years ago, and I brought this up before. She was in Bermuda, I think it was, in the Bahamas or something. I don't know. But she was out on one of those motorbikes, and she was alone, and she had an accident,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she was
yeah.
on the ground. There was nobody there. She was like out in the country and all this other stuff, right? And all of a sudden, she had this man dressed all in white, and the most feminine, though, looking man. This is what she has reported back to me that she had ever seen, like just a glowing man. And he said, "Don't worry, everything is going to be okay." I mean, she had broken bones and everything, Tommy. Okay. And then with that, the next thing she remembered was that she was being, that the police came and they were, then I guess an ambulance or whatever, and then she went off to the hospital there. But now that was Archangel Michael protecting her. You know how Michael jumps in when there's an accident, right? So that's Michael. But Michael in that instance is not depicted more, it was, he's a beautiful man, not this strong masculine, nothing like that. That's what she was telling me. It was
My
nothing
mother,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
my mother-in-law in Italy. It
what?
was getting dark, and they were out in the farmland. They call these areas paese. All right, that's Italian. And she was there, and they were kind of lost their way. And she was praying to Saint Joseph, and out of nowhere was a cart and a man, all right, who showed her the way home. And then, well, supposedly she, trying to thank him and this, that, the other, and he just disappeared. So, these are things, the stories of what happens. You know,
Happens all
when
the time, but angels can
that's
take all kinds of different forms.
right, that's right, absolutely right. When you need them most. I mean, I see a lot of this stuff. Like even today, I was a little late getting out to go into Brooklyn, and traffic was just horrendous. But I kept on saying, I move fast and time moves slow.
And you
And I was
do
going,
that, right?
and the next thing you know, even with all that garbage and all the stuff I went through, I got to my stop exactly on time. And I
Isn't
was
it
running late.
amazing?
So it's amazing to me because we deal with the angels all the time. I always had the angels that handle traffic, the angels that handle parking spaces. And I call upon them, and then boom, there's the parking spot right where I wanted it. You know,
Works.
so
It works.
it does,
It
it does.
works. And
You
but
see that?
we always then are in gratitude to the angels, which is
That's
key.
right.
So sometimes
Yeah.
people will call upon, a different this angel or that angel or this saint or ask God or whatever, the Blessed Mother, and then they forget to thank them.
That's a whole nother story. It is people that are grateful in the moment and then forget what has been done for them. Whenever I get something like what happened today or whatever it is like that, I always thank you. I say, thank you, God. Thank you. I thank them all. Right. Uh, to have, like Christine would say, that attitude of gratitude every single day when you wake up, you should look in the mirror. Okay. When you're in your bathroom and just, you're looking at God's image in you. All right. You are
Creation.
his child. You should be grateful every day for another day. You should be grateful for
This
your
is
health.
true.
You should be grateful for your family, your friends, your job, all the things that God has seen, right for you to have. All right. And the things that he will give you. It was a saying in one of the books of the Bible. It says, because, if the Father takes care of all the birds and the wildlife, how much more will he give you? What does Jesus say? Ask and it will be given. So ask, but you have to have the confidence in knowing when you ask for that thing, all right, that you persevere in the direction of what it is you want. You keep that positive thought going forward, all right? Because I found out when I was a kid, and I didn't know I had all of this, but I knew I was seeing things, all right,
Mhm.
all right, that when I dwelt on something I didn't want to happen, every single time it happened.
For sure, right?
Because it was concentrated thought on the negativity. When you learn to have concentrated thought on the positivity, you will draw good things into your life.
Yes. Yes. But you can't just concentrate on it. God also wants you to work at it. You have to work at it. And you have to have faith.
Right.
You have to have faith that God will provide, literally.
I was listening to Neville Godd, and he was quoting a Bible verse from Jacob. All right. And he says, to be doers of the word, not just hearers, be doers. Okay. It's almost like saying faith without works, that kind of thing. Be doers of the word. Because when you're a doer of the word, you're God in action. That's what you are. You become God in action.
That's right.
And so long as you persevere in that direction, you will get whatever you want, okay, that you need to have, all right, in common time, common hours. All right. That was the road that said that part. So
God called upon me to do certain works, literally in his name, many, many, many years ago. And I'm sure that's what happened to you because we don't do this. It's, I know, I'm sure you feel this. I feel like I'm doing God's work every day. What
oh,
I
yeah. Well,
do,
that's why we
helping
get beat up a
people.
lot. We get
What?
beat up a lot. We get beat up a lot. We get under attack constantly. You know, constantly I'm deflecting something or get rid of that. Get rid of this. You know,
What
it,
are you
it's
going to do? That's part of it.
Listen,
That's
I got a
part of
crew.
it because anything negative, the negativeness is seeing all this light that you're providing. And it sounds simple, but they don't like it, you know?
Yeah.
And so they try to interfere with it. And that happens in your life and my life a lot.
Well, we talk every day, and every day in our conversation, there's always some, some kind of metaphysical conversation that we have. And, you know, when we bang heads together, then the next thing you know, all these things start falling into place. I said,
I
gee, I wonder
know.
who did that. Who did that? You know, like when there's something, a lot of times when I just don't want to deal with it and it's a situation, I call on Zach guy, as you well know, he's my guardian archangel. I call on him, and he's the great alchemist, and he's the one that does transmutations on the violet flame, along with Saint Germain. All right, so I just give it to them and let them, transmute it. And I always ask them to transmute it into light, love, mercy, grace, okay, kindness, and forgiveness. All right, because if you can't forgive, all the rest of the stuff is nil. You have to be able to forgive. And there's a lot of people out there that can't forgive themselves for whatever. You're not responsible, okay, to be everybody's keeper. But yet, you should always look after everyone, all right, because God wants you to be your brother's keeper. All right. Their actions are their actions and they're responsible for it. But if a kind word from you could change their action in any way for the better, okay, then this world is that much better. And if we can build on that and build on it and build on it, we can build a utopia, all right, finally on this
Beautiful,
planet.
Tommy. That's
Mhm.
beautiful. It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, uh, the thing is, though, I've noticed, even though, everybody talks about these horrid things that they hear and everything that are happening in the world, I've noticed, though, that a lot of people, like when you talk one on one,
Yeah.
their heart is coming out here.
They're
You know
starting,
what
they're
I mean?
starting,
They
they're
show
starting to
their
grasp
heart,
it.
huh?
They're starting to grasp it. They're not taking everything, whether it's be a religious dogma or whatever it is. They're starting to see that there is more things. Like that I always study the history behind the religions, okay, and who started this, and you can see that it is a total control mechanism. All right, a total control mechanism. All right, and well, not we keep, because we know better, but the flock keeps on feeding the herd. I mean, feeding those who run the herd, the shepherds, okay, and getting zilch in return.
Well,
People are getting filthy.
they just haven't, um, they just aren't on that level of ascension yet. That's all. And, it's up to people like you and me to help raise them up,
Well,
right?
like, yes, we try to spiritually raise them up. I always try to make them see that there is more. Okay, this just isn't what that says. All right. You could read it 1,000 times. You could go through all these rituals and all these different things and the jingle bells and the kneeling, standing. I call it church calisthenics. All right. Because it's ridiculous. It really is. Stand for this, sit for that, beg for this, roll over. These are commands you give your dogs. It's not commands that you give humans.
Yeah, but there is, you know what it is, Tommy, though, if you look back on the history of it and you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, there was reasons for each one of those things. Like, for instance, let me just say this. In the Mass, okay, we were both raised Catholic, you and me. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So in the Mass, at the one point when they're ringing the bells, well, guess what? Guess what's on my desk here that I use on a daily basis? Okay. My little bells. There's a masculine or feminine energy to these bells. Each one is one's masculine, one's feminine. When I do any kind of a healing session here, I'm talking about energy healing. And when I'm removing all this negative crap, guess what's happening at the end to
But when you do,
finalize it? It's
yeah,
the
when
bells.
you're doing those bells, you're doing a frequency. Okay. And that frequency is a frequency that helps exit whatever negativity was there, whatever thing was attached to the person you're helping. That helps
Right.
to usher in. All right.
But in the
However,
mass, they
how
do that. I think it
they
originated there.
listen, they do things for totally different reasons. Okay. They do things for totally different reasons. They don't do things for like you would do a healing or I would do a healing. Okay. They don't do things like that. They do these.
The Inca medicine people use the bells.
You
Inca,
said, listen, I understand that. They use the bell in its proper usage.
right?
They use the bell in containment. Okay, that this goes the same way. You don't think that Jesus held his, well, it's not going to call him Jesus, we're going to call him Yeshua Yamashiach. That's his name. Okay, his name was not Jesus, that was given it to him by Constantine.
Right.
Okay, so let's start the hypocrisy there. All right. He's known by Jesus now, so you can call him that. But his name is Yeshua. Okay. There was no J in the vocabulary back in those days.
I agree with you about that, but how
Okay.
everyone knows him
This is how
is
everyone knows
Jesus.
because it's religious dogma. All right. It has been created in
Well,
order
yes, I
by
agree, but there's an
Constantine.
origin.
Yeah. Constantine did that. He did that during the Council of Nicaea. Okay. Because he saw it as an easy way to keep control over the people. All right. And that's what it is. So they wouldn't rebel against him. That's what that was all about. And all the books that they took out of the book, okay, they're finding the scrolls that they found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. That blows the Bible right out of the water because there's books in there that are not contained, and there's metaphysical stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yet that would destroy the church. So it's been heavily guarded, heavily censored. All right. Then you feel like the only Bible that I would even think about going back to reading, because I used to read the Bible all the time, okay, would be the Ethiopian one because it includes all 88 books. Okay, not 60, yeah, 88. I always say it. If you took the novel War and Peace and you took 16 chapters out of it, would it make sense? Would it make sense?
Okay, but yeah, okay, very true. And you know that I'm in agreement regarding the lost books of the Bible. You know I'm in agreement. And the rewriting of the Bible. But
That's right.
somewhere in there, okay?
1,700 times. You don't think that somebody somewhere put in a little extra to do in there or switch things? The best thing is that everything was based on the King James Bible. What a crock. The man was a Satanist, an occultist. He had his mother beheaded so he could be king. Could you imagine that? And this is the man you're going to trust to translate Greek into English? Or okay, I think not. I think not. Want just to hand the keys to Satan? Really? I think not.
My goodness. My goodness. Okay, Archangel Raphael, please come down and heal us all right now.
That's
Right
right.
now. I'm even
That's right.
wearing Raphael's color today, green. Okay. We all need a really good healing. You
Wearing
know,
green.
Archangel Raphael also heals emotionally. It isn't just physical.
Mental emotions, everything. Yeah. And like I said, I call on him and all the angels of the particular illness that somebody has. I mean, I really would like if everybody out there in the audience would say a special prayer for a person I know personally, very young, and going through a bad time with cancer, maybe going into
Oh,
hospice. And, you know, it's just a horrible, horrible thing. So what I'm going to do, Mary, with you on her behalf, all right, is a prayer of agreement. And I ask everybody out there who is listening, please join in on the prayer and agree with us when we get to that point. All right, Father, Mary and I come together on behalf of our sister Brianne, who is suffering with some type of ovarian cancer. I think it is ovarian. All right, and she is grave. All right, we ask that a miracle healing be given to her. All right, so she can feel no more pain, no more sickness and disease from this. She is your child, and she is made in your image. All right. There is no sickness and disease in the Father, therefore it can never be any of it in any of us. All right. We are children of the Creator. And as children of the Creator, we create. So I'm going to make it in this prayer of agreement our intention that she is healed 100%, that the doctors will be baffled. They can't understand how it happened. Okay. And she goes forward to lead a happy life with her children and her husband. Okay. In the light and the love of the Christ Almighty. Do we agree?
We agree.
Since we agree, that is a binding covenant that we have made with the Father on behalf of Brianne, that she will be healed completely. And so it is said, and so it is done, and so it is written in the book of life, and so it is.
So it is. Amen.
Everyone, if you agree with us, I give you my profound thanks, because uh, even when anybody passes, we're diminished by one. All right. Mankind is diminished by one.
That's sad though, Tommy, what you
It
just,
is because it's a very dear friend of mine's
I'm
sister,
sorry.
and I see what it's doing to the family. And I see, and I saw a picture today, and it just like touched me. It cut me deep. You know what I'm saying? You let me be a healer, so let me heal. Let me heal those that need my work. Need your work. Now I think the two of us combined is a powerful adversary, because Jesus said, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I shall be. So this is
Sure.
a prayer that we have done on behalf of her, and that I hope I really feel that this is a good thing. Good thing, we'll see. All right. Anything else, man?
What is her name, you said? Brianna?
Brian.
Her name.
Brianne.
Brianne?
Mhm.
Wow. So anyway, wow. Um,
I know. I don't have the words either. It's just,
yeah, I mean, ooh,
it's perplexing. It really is. You know, so young. It's not good. Not good.
really sorry to hear that, you know? So now let's talk a little bit more about what the angels can do, such as like what you were talking about, being able to have I'm sorry, you hear an ambulance going by? Or
Is that what
fire
that
truck,
was?
I don't know, outside there.
That could be a sign. That could be a
Yeah,
sign of what we just did.
that we were
Yeah.
heard. I hope so. I believe so. I believe so. You know, Archangel Uriel really brings tremendous wisdom. And Archangel Uriel is the one that brings in the Holy Spirit into the hearts of man and womankind. So we're over here talking about before how people can feel better about things during stressful times. Archangel Uriel, when you call upon Uriel and you have that beautiful golden or white light coming down around you, That's actually the Holy Spirit coming within.
It's a platinum white light. It's a platinum white light. It's like I've seen that before.
It's
You
the
know,
golden light that I see when he has come down. My sister Judy and I experienced that in my father's room after he had passed away. This was like a week or two after, and we were there in the room where
I
my
just heard
father had
something.
passed, and we saw the golden light.
Yeah, I just saw the gold light in my head, but it's they're saying something.
Uriel was it
He
was
took
my
he took
father's guardian angel. Also, he's mine.
he took the golden path, they said.
Yes.
He
Yes.
took
I
the
was with
golden
my
path.
father when he passed. I was the
That's
only
why you
one.
saw the light come through. That was to let you know that he was ascending.
Well, my
He was
sister
ascending.
Judy and I never saw such a beautiful stream of golden light. It was very large. And it was as though it was coming in from the ceiling, literally. It was just unreal. It's one of the most beautiful moments that I ever experienced. And but I know that you say that you see the little specks of white light that when you see Uriel, because they can come in all different forms and all different ways. But
I
um,
saw my guardian angel, one of them, in all her glory, and she was just amazingly beautiful, just
amazing,
beautiful,
right?
radiant. And I was like, like, oh my God, I knew I was in good hands, and that was fine. I was in my bed, and it's just huge, and it was an experience. Let's put it that way. It was a
It
great
never
experience.
leaves you, right, Tommy?
No. When I'm doing something with the angels, we're talking a lot about Raphael. We're talking a lot about Ariel, Jophael. Tonight, I'll probably get a visitation with the little sparkles. It looks like when the sun sparkles on the water, on the ocean. Those little sparkles, it's like
Yeah.
mesmerizing when you look at it. And when I see the colors, I know who's there in the room. So I'm good with that. And I think I know I'm good. I could sleep good. Not have to worry about anything. Anybody comes in there, they're gonna get thrown right out. So there you go. Yeah. It's like having your own personal bouncers, they're around you. Your sound keeps on cutting out. Yeah.
Sound? I hear the sound.
I know, but when you were talking just now, prior I couldn't hear you.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you hear me
It's,
now?
I hear you perfectly now. It's just I guess when you move back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, I can hear you good.
all right.
Um, anyway, so let's see, but see, Shamuel is the one too that brings great comfort. There's a hypnosis session that I do for people that are suffering from extreme stress. And one part of it, and I realize that Shamuel and people who have an understanding of angels later on, I share with them. I bring them to actually being surrounded by that beautiful, beautiful
Like this.
pink mist. What?
Yeah.
And so in the session, I'm telling them that it's as though they are an infant in their mother's arms,
That's right.
that to feel the
Right.
total, just total security, pure love, you know, and that's really Archangel Shamuel that's doing that.
Remember the song, "In the Arms of an Angel"? You'll know it.
I
I used to ask them all the
love
time.
this.
I said, "Surround me with your wings and keep me protected while I sleep." And I still do something like that. But usually, I'll get into a meditation. If I happen to wake up in the middle of the night, I'll just throw an earbud and listen to a meditation. I'm out. You know, and I was just listening to an Archangel Zachiel one. It was frequency music. You know, and I just put me right to sleep. So some of these things are designed to do that. It's hypnosis through music, soothing music that's on a frequency that of course it's
They're
divide by
megahertz,
megahertz. That's what it is. Yeah. It's
megahertz.
different ones. I mean, the Tesla megahertz is 369. So an exercise that you can do at home is this. When you breathe in, right? You breathe in 1, 2, 3. Don't count that fast. Count 1, 2, 3. Then you hold it for 6. A count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you release it to a count of 9, and you draw the Tesla frequency, which is all mentioned all through biblical times, 3, 6, and 9.
That's true.
It's something that it's a good exercise to do, especially if you're not feeling well or you're not up to par. Take a moment to breathe. There's so many different breathing exercises that help with your well-being, your physicality. So why wouldn't you do it? I mean, if you're too
Absolutely. People
lazy
don't
to
take the
breathe,
time to do the things that they should do. All you need to do is just stop for a minute.
stop being you and start being who you are. And I mean, stop being the you that's here in the present thing, because this is not who we are. Our names are not who we are. We were given those names. Okay. We've
I'm in
had
agreement with you.
thousands, we've probably had thousands of names over the years, over the millennia. They think this is our first go around. Okay, think again. So, yeah.
Not ours.
So you leaned back, you went out. I didn't hear you again. You know.
First go around. Mm-mm. It's amazing,
Kenny,
actually.
what's our time count, Kenny?
That's what I wanted to know. Huh? I wonder if
10.
I wonder if Kenny forgot about us.
He's just letting us fly here. Okay, we'll continue.
Oh, wait, let me see if he texted anything. Nope, didn't text me anything.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh,
I
10
said keep
minutes, he
on going.
said.
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Listen, we got 10 minutes. We'll go 20 minutes. 10 is on Kenny. All right. That's all right. He's a good man, Kenny. Yeah. Can't do this
My
without him.
goodness. Look, I gotta tell you something. This has been something tonight. This has been something, Tommy. You know,
Yeah, from the
it's been
snafu that
very
I had here,
interesting and fun. What?
I said from the snafu that I had here, technically, you know.
Oh, well, that's okay. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
Listen,
do? But see,
let's address the people that watch our show, that see the show when it's up on your page and everything else like that. Let's address those people. We are really grateful that you watch. We would love for you to interact. You can type us on what are we on? Facebook Live, or on YouTube, whatever it is. You could type to us a question. We'll answer the question for you. All right. Don't be shy. We do this podcast because we want to bring the knowledge of the angels to you. That is the point, and that is the work that we do. We're trying to
well,
make
there's the email right above our heads there, spiritual journey info at
so,
gmail.com.
somebody please type in a question. Type in a question. All right.
What do you mean tonight? I don't
No,
think we're
next week.
on.
Next week on a Thursday. How's that? No, tonight. We got 10 minutes. Somebody can type something in there.
Tommy, I don't think Kenny has us set up on YouTube Live tonight or something. I don't think so.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
he's recording this and then we're going to put it on all the podcast channels. You can listen to our podcast on all the channels. Don't forget to click subscribe and like beneath the YouTube the video that you're watching on YouTube right now. And then you can hear all the things that Tommy and I have to share, especially about the angels, because really
well,
what this
you have our email, our contact information on top here. Take that. If you want a question to be answered on the air on our next show, or our next podcast, we will answer those questions. Just send it to us with your name and we will address it. This way,
It's true.
you'll have the answer you need to move forward. Yeah.
Yeah, we can. And,
Oh,
we've
before,
done that before and
yes,
we've answered people's questions.
that's right.
And, that's all they have to do is send it to that email address. Simple.
Well, I would say this also. Mary and I have a metaphysical store where you can see all the stuff that we have in it. Beautiful bracelets, like you see. I can't even get my arm into the picture. Anyway, believe me, I have a couple of bracelets on. I know Mary has a zillion of them where she's sitting in the shop. All right. If you know someone who needs any help with hypnosis, hypnosis can help. I believe that hypnosis can help in any situation. Okay, even bringing awareness to the angels and things like that. All
You
right,
change your
because
mind, you change your
it,
life.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Also, when you're in there, you can see the beautiful items that we have. They make one of a kind gifts for somebody. So if you really care for somebody and love them very much, and you want them to have something that's unique, I said, come visit us or visit us online at Spiritual Journey. What is the store address? Does it go on the Spiritual Journey, the store?
Yeah, Spiritual Journey Store. It's on hopehypnosis.com. You go on hopehypnosis.com. Very
We
simple.
got beautiful statues, bracelets, incenses, little uh, genie lamps. You got to see the stuff that we got there. It's just gorgeous. And like I said, you'll have a good time at meeting Mary there. Okay, and looking at everything, and maybe you want to get a reading and get some clarity on which way your life is going and what direction you can go to help that along. You can remember in any kind of thing like that, including a healing, you need to be complicit in what it is you're learning, whether it's healing, whether it's uh, 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 getting a reading. You want to be complicit in what you're told. This way you can help manifest that which you need to be. You need to step forward and not stay back and say, well, maybe somebody else will do it. No, you do it. You be the one to do it. Okay? Because we're not special. And if you think that we are, we're just like you. Just we're a little bit more knowledgeable on the subjects. All right. Take that blessing that God put in each and every one of us and expand your horizons. Expand your horizons. Is that right, man? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I didn't think you'd hear me.
I hear you.
No. That's what I would tell you all to do. Start to work on a better you. And every day you look in that mirror and you give your gratitude to God for being here another day. Okay. Also, don't forget to bless others. Like God blesses you. Whatever you wish for yourself, wish for others.
And no
Okay.
matter what is happening in your life, please try to keep the faith of God. I'm telling you, because if you keep that faith, the things will change. That's the truth. Lots of times people they have something horrible happen in their lives and then they just disconnect from God.
When when they make the comments, Mary, and this one in particular comment makes me want to. If I didn't have bad luck, I have no luck. Well, guess what? You just ensured that you're going to have bad luck. Don't ever do that. And another thing, please don't use the words "I am" in a negative connotation because you're taking the Lord's name in vain when you do that. Do not do that. Find yourself, get a little pad, and write down how many times a day you say something negative with "I am." I am sick of this. I am broke. I am this. I am that. I'm late for work. But don't do that. Always say things that are positive. I am late for work, but I'll get there and I'll do my job because I do my job very well. And I will get there and do my job to the best of my ability always. And that's all. Okay. Don't be your own worst enemy. Don't be your own worst enemy. Because when you set the tone for your day, then your day is better. If you're going to set your tone today, saying something terrible like that, all right, guess what? The rest of the day is going to go the same way. And don't pre-program it for tomorrow. When you go to bed, the last 5 minutes before you sleep, don't rehash the day. If it was a bad day, don't rehash it because you're going to manifest that tomorrow. Put a good thought in your mind. Say some prayers. Thank God for everything He's done for you. Okay. Even when situations are grim, always thank God, thank the angels that stand by you. Okay. To guide your life through these treacherous times that we are living at the moment. Okay. Remember,
Every night before you go to sleep,
yeah,
be
we that are
grateful.
all
Think
here right
about the
now.
things you have in your life, your family, your health. Seriously,
That's right.
and be
Count your
grateful for
blessings.
that.
Count your blessings. Remember, you chose this life at this particular time. All right. So remember that.
I
You
think we're
chose.
going to have to wrap up soon. Let
All
me
right, let's
see.
wrap
What
it
does
up,
Kenny
man.
say? 2 more minutes.
Two
2 more
mementos.
minutes. Huh?
Where is he? Is he hiding out
There
somewhere?
he is.
See, he's got the whole thing with the store. Well, anyway, on behalf of Mary and myself, we'd like to thank you for coming to see us tonight. All right. And letting us come into your living room, your wherever you're watching us from. All right. And we wish you all the best coming in to this summer season is heading our way. Hopefully the weather will balance out and we'll have warm weather. Yeah, hey, won't that be nice? Anyway, and Mary, you want to bestow the blessing, please?
Okay, so many, 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 many bright blessings to you. Many bright blessings,
Okay,
especially of love and peace and health.
that's right. And be of service to your fellow man and love others the way God loves you. That is the prime directive. And as long as you follow that, okay, you're working on a better you. Be the grace of God that you were created to be. And so it is. Good night,
And
everyone.
remember, April showers bring May flowers.